Okay, so let's go ahead and add in our sole plate. To start, I'd like you to turn off the floor joist system as well as the foundation. We're just going to be working with the subfloor now since those other two layers are complete. I'd like you to go ahead and switch over to 2D wireframe mode, get over to the top view, and then once again, we're going to be drawing out some rectangles, so REC, enter. But this time I want you just to click on one end and go to the other end like that, and just like drop down this rectangle. And we're going to dimension this one slightly differently. If you just escape a few times and then click on it and then click on one of the corners, you can actually adjust the dimension if you're on the right hand side like I am. So I want it to be 4 inches, so that's roughly 0.34, enter, and it looks like that. And then if I click on the other, blue dot on this side, it's right now on the wrong dimension. You can kind of see what dimension it's on. But if I press tab, 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 I'm on the correct dimension. And you can kind of see what it's highlighting now. And if I type in 0.34, enter, then it's drawn myself out that wall over there. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to use the copy tool to grab that, enter, and move it over to the other wall, like so. Okay, so that's in place. And now we need to apply the sole plate over here, but we also need an opening for the door. So that's actually going to be blank space, and then the rest is going to be filled. So since this, for me, I believe is either 8 or 12 feet for you, and the door is roughly 3 feet. So with a door of 3 feet and 12 feet of wall, that means I'm going to have 3 minus 12 or 12 minus 3, so that's 9 feet between the two sides if my door is in the center. So I need 4.5 on each side. So let's go ahead and draw out that rectangle, unless you have an 8-foot wall, which you might actually have. And I'm going to press D, enter, the length first. So that's going to be 0.34, enter, and then it's going to be 4.5, enter. Okay, so that's my 4.5 foot section. I'm going to go ahead and copy this over to here. And I'm going to put another copy of this over to the bottom here. So that's my opening for my door. And I'm also going to then move this one over here. And I'm going to stretch it out such that it actually matches up with my wall. Okay. So that's looking pretty good for our plate. Let's go ahead and add in our studs. And we're going to be using 2x4s for those studs. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. REC, enter, click somewhere on your screen, D, enter, and it's a 2x4. So in terms of the length right now, we're going to do 2, so 0.17, enter, by, let's say 0.34, enter. Okay, click somewhere. So that's one of our studs that are going to go along the top of the wall over here. And we're also going to need one that goes in the opposite direction. So rectangle, click D, enter, and now it's going to be 0.34, enter, 0.17, enter, and then click. Okay, so we have our studs. Let's go ahead and put them on this plate over here. So I'd like you to use the move tool, or actually the copy tool. And we're going to copy this one first. So I'm going to put this one right in the corner there. And then we're just going to kind of copy this along. So it's also, this is going to be 24 inches off center. So we're pretty much moving it from center to center, a total of 2 units. Okay, so that's that. And then I want you just to kind of continue that process. 2, enter, escape, select it, enter, move it. 2, enter, escape, select, enter, and then click on there. So because it is 24 units apart, it will be faster to do this. And then the last one, we're just gonna put it at the end over there. So let me actually move it over. Okay. And to save time, since we probably don't want to do this twice, we can probably just select all the studs and just copy them over to the other side. Okay, copy, enter, and we're probably going to want to select this point and bring a copy of them over to this side. Okay, those are looking good. Let's go ahead and apply the other ones going in the opposite direction. So let's copy this one first, select that, enter, and I'm going to kind of move it here so that we can form that corner. And then I'm going to use that one as the base. So moving down this time roughly 2 units. Okay, it looks like I'm a tad short, but it's important that we get that frame for the door there. So I'm going to apply one additional one over there, and I'm going to move one over here, and then copy this one up 2 units. Okay, like so. And we're almost done. We just need to do a little more copying here. We just need to apply it to the back now. So every time I'm just going up 2 units from center, or 2 feet. Okay, and this one looks like it just went out, so I'm going to move it back in place. Okay, so we have all our studs in place. That did take a second to do. Let me go ahead and get rid of these 2. And then I'm going to hide our subfloor. So we're left with this. And let's go ahead and create a new layer. So layer properties, and add in a new one. We're going to call this our wall system. Close that. And then let's give it a color. And let's just choose a different color again so that we can see the difference. So I'm going to select that. And let me add all this to the wall system. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Let's just make sure that this is on the subfloor, not underneath it. And it looks like it is. Yep, it's definitely on top, so that's good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and extrude out the sole plate first. So EXT, enter, select the 4 parts or 5 parts that make it up. And this is going to be just a couple inches once again. So let's just say 0.17, enter. And then let's extrude out the studs. So EXT, enter, and we're just going to go through and select all the studs this time. Okay, EXT, enter, should extrude them out, enter. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And we are definitely going to have to edit a few of these, just because, but let's go ahead and we're going to set the length of our shed. Let's say this is going to be a decent sized shed, so let's just say 8 feet, and then press enter. Okay, that's good. And let's also delete this. I don't think we're going to need it anymore. It was there for precaution, and I think we don't need it. So select that. Make sure you are on the wall system, so it should convert it all. And then let's go over to our shaded mode. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We're definitely going to have to add some things, but right now things are looking pretty good. Okay, I'll see you in the next part.